Today we're going to be taking a look at another entry in Square Enix's PlayArts Kai figure range. This is the Assassin's Creed 2 Ezio Auditore de Firenze figure. And I believe Ezio, the assassin himself, has appeared in at least 3 of the Ubisoft Assassin's Creed video games. And you can see him here in his lovely window box display, which shows off the figure itself and the accessories he's packaged with. And you can see on the back there's some nice photography of the figure, some promotional material which shows off some of the poses he can do and some of the accessories he comes with. As you can see here, it says collect all the figures in this series. Nailed it! There's just the one figure to get, so boom, finished. I don't believe there's any more Assassin's Creed related figures in the near future. I wouldn't mind maybe an Altair from the first Assassin's Creed, or maybe Ezio from Revelations, an older looking version of Ezio. But first let's take a look at Ezio from Assassin's Creed 2. And here we have Ezio. I can't see him. Oh, there he is. See, being a master assassin, he has the natural ability to blend into any situation. Such a master. Now, taking a look at Ezio Auditore himself here, he is a fantastic piece. He's impressive looking. He's full of detail and variation, and I was so excited to pick up this one. Let's have a look at some of his accessories that comes with this set. We can see the Ezio figure himself here, and we have an alternate hand, an alternate right hand, which is used for gripping weapons, opposed to the open hand kind of gripping stance that he's got there. We've got an alternate left hand, which is in a balled up fist for punching his foes. We've got a dagger, quite a huge dagger, quite impressive. See if we can get some focus on that. Very nice. I like the metallic look that the paint job gives the blade, and the nice detail you can see in the handle. Little elements in the paint there that makes it look like it's got a proper wooden handle, very finely detailed. And we have the Sword of Altair. Now I believe you get the Sword of Altair and the Armour of Altair in one of the side quests in Assassin's Creed 2. So you can see the detail that's in the Sword of Altair. Very sturdy, slightly flexible, but wouldn't push it too hard. But yeah, close to the end of the game, this is kind of how Ezio appears. As you can see, his goatee is present, which is in the last quarter of the game. He also comes with the assassin's famous hidden blades. Now, in Assassin's Creed 1, Altair only had the one hidden blade. I believe it was on his right hand, and he had his finger chopped off, so that's where the blade had come out. But Ezio didn't have his finger cut off in the game. But Ezio did have 2 hidden blades. He had this hidden blade, which you can attach by popping the closed hidden blade off, and you can attach the extended blade directly onto the armour. Just push that in, and if you tilt the hand back, you've got the hidden blade to pop out. And we've got his second hidden blade, which just fits in to a nice slot available at his wrist there. So that just pops in, so you can have him in his famous pose, which appears on most imagery for the game. Like, if I can get him balanced. One of the problems with this figure is he doesn't come with a stand. and that's why it should come with a stand. It can be quite hard to balance Ezio sometimes. It's a shame that these Play Arts Kai figures don't come with stands. They initially started releasing some stands with the Final Fantasy 13 wave, but those stands were just laughable, so they stopped including them. It's a shame they don't do stands closer to the Hot Toys stands or the early Play Arts stands. They're entirely necessary with figures like these, especially these larger ones. So let's take a look at Ezio's articulation. Now, there's a lot of detail and layers to this figure. At first glance, a lot of the articulation is quite well hidden, which is a plus for this figure. But with it being so heavy, some of the joints were actually a problem with me, especially the legs. See, the legs were extremely loose to the point where you'd touch it and the whole leg would just fall off the ball joint. That was extremely disappointing. So what I did to fix this was just pop the leg off, heated the end with a hairdryer, and then pushed it together so it had a tighter fit, and snapped it back onto the ball joint. So now his legs actually stay relatively well. That took a lot of effort though. It took quite a while to do, but it's vastly improved the ability to pose and balance the figure. So, Ezio comes with some head articulation, which is all connected from his hood, what he uses to stay concealed and mysterious. The whole thing moves. The collar pieces here are all attached to it. They move fairly well for what they are. Say it's quite a big, bulky piece, so you can get him looking back up, looking down. There's quite a good range. This piece is adjustable. You can move that up and down, so that accommodates the ball shoulder and the turn just below the shoulder. Got double jointing in the elbow and a ball and pivot for the wrist. The hands can be swapped out for the other hands just by pulling off. You've got the peg there and you just push that onto there. Be careful when adjusting the hands, because I've heard that these pegs can snap if they're quite brittle, but they don't sit in too well. They can pop off quite easily. They're not as secure as I would like them to be. I also had an issue with this shoulder turn. That kept popping out, so I've had to unfortunately glue the swivel completely together, but I can still get a fine range of movement on what the figure is. We've got waist articulation and below the ribs as well. The belt turns, it's a little bit adjustable. Unfortunately, the knives don't come out of these pouches. They're purely for decoration. Got the lovely armour of Altair here with the Assassin's Creed kind of symbol on the belt there. Ball jointed at the hips and double jointed knees, quite well concealed with the boot cut and the material here. We've got some pivot on the feet. They don't go very well from side to side, just a fraction, so wider stances aren't as secure. But not bad articulation for such a bulky figure. He's got all his robes and capes and tunics and drapes and all sorts. But it's lovely in the detail, the amount of work that's gone into all this texturing and the layers of paint to add different shading to elements of the clothing. It's very nice. The only problem with the paint itself, I seem to have some kind of glue on this this part of the cape that attaches here. It looks like some kind of white residue. Can't seem to scratch it off, and I'm not sure, but a bit of red paint on the tip there. I'm not too sure if that's on every single release. The sculpt on the face is quite good. I mean, to say that you don't see much of the face, you really only ever see the chin, which is the important part. But you can still get up there and see the rest of his face, which is it's pretty good. One of the great features of this Ezio figure is that he can actually carry some of his accessories with him. As you can see here, we've got a belt, a holder for some of his weaponry. We've got the dagger here, and there's a nice slot in the back of his belt here. You can see that the dagger slides into. You can just push that down, and that sits there nicely. And you can also get the sword of Altair, and there's also a nice slot for that by his side. Just push that through. Fits nice and snugly. There you go. And we can see his weapons available to him, so you can display him carrying them. For Assassin's Creed fans, this is definitely a piece to get excited about. If you can't afford the Hot Toys version, then definitely, if you can find it, pick this one up. I can't wait to play Assassin's Creed 3. Hopefully we'll see some kind of play arts Kai for the main character of that game. Maybe we'll see Altair, but I'm glad we've got Ezio. He's been the most charismatic main character in the series so far. Let me know what you think about this figure. Have you managed to find it? Who's your favourite protagonist? Altair? Ezio? Let me know. Write down in the comments below, comment, rate and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Play Arts Kai reviews as well as other reviews. See you soon.